He's no more sophisticated serial killer than my dachshund is a college professor of sausages. Well, he's a sausage dog. Sausageology. Oh my, I am making myself laugh today. Sausageology. Last episode we got lots of new clues, so let's investigate them. Is there any connection between Elliot and Natalia? Or Alina's old job? No, none of this works. I will deal with this and then we'll move on to the next day in a sec. Friday, day 5. Oh, well, look who's back. My favorite customer, Peter. Well, look who's still open. In a world of dwindling light, you're a beacon in the night. Ha, Peter, you know how to get to me. Now, let's give you a drink to loosen up those lips. The cold winter it is. Let's ask him about the lighter. Maybe he knows something. Nice lighter. You want to give me a gift. Customer of the week. Do you smoke, Peter? Huh? You've seen me smoke. You gave me this lighter 5 years back when we hit up that train depot. And by gave, I mean I pocketed it when you wasn't looking. What? You know this lighter? You stole it? He pulls out a basic, disposable lighter. You recognized it immediately. You always bought the cheapest ones. You notice it's still full of fluid. Okay, so it's not Peter because he's cheap. It's almost full 5 years later. Did you quit? He cracks a smile. And you catch yourself looking at his dimples instead of his scar. Seems like I do actually like Peter a bit. Wish I did, but nah. I use matches these days, actually. Why? Because I'm a firm believer in luck, and this is my lucky charm nowadays. Especially after what happened at the train depot job. I see. Did you ever try to quit? Many times. Look, I'm trying to cut down, but in this line of work, you gotta keep your nerves steady. What's with all these smoking questions? The killer smokes. You smoke, bartender? No, I don't. Do I? What do you think about our assassin ideas? Killian. He's a silly boy, but he's no killer. Okay, so there's differing opinions about Killian. Our landlord thinks he's trouble, and Peter doesn't. Who should I trust? Probably the criminal when it comes to killing. So between us, I assume he never went legit. Let's both assume I'm not in the mood for this conversation right now. Ask me again when your words are as sweet as the booze. Is he flirting with me? I really can't tell. Ah, see? He has to love me more. Well, let's talk with Alina then. She loves a poison drop, but it's kind of too weak to get her to spill any secrets. I need at least a 5. Ah, she likes the Easter ruby. Okay, let's go for that. Her old job. Let's ask her. How did she find her time there? I told you. I won't work there now. I don't have to. Well, that was useless. If I just accuse her of straight up killing the woman, will that be a problem? I don't know. I'm going to try. Natalia Reed's murderer? What's this about now? Did you resent Natalia Reed? Yes, and I wasn't the only one. Are you happy she's gone? That's dark. What kind of woman do you think I am? Do you know how she died? Some sort of poison, right? My dad mentioned it. Horrible way to go. Wouldn't wish that on, well, her. The fact that someone out there is sick enough to do something that sadistic is sort of terrifying. It's why I don't come here without friends. Well, that, and the fact that drinking alone is deeply depressing. And, yes, she doesn't care about the woman dying, and she knows the murder method. Interesting. No offense to your clients. None taken, I'm sure. Well, that's nice. You can accuse someone of being a murderer, and they don't mind. Let's ask her what does she think about Killian being the killer. That's ridiculous. Killian would never do something like that. Besides, the body was found early in the morning, right? Yes, and what difference does that make? Killian's mother is extremely strict when it comes to curfew. If he's not home by 11 p.m, she'll scour the entire Bookaby Boulevard until she can drag him back home. Trust me on this one. Killian cannot take a single breath without his parents' permission. If you were up to no good, they'd know. Wait, is that the time? I should get going. No, it was getting interesting. Well, let's talk to our favorite customer, Olivia Carmine. It's been quite the day for me. More negotiations, more drama, more rehearsals. Exhausting. Makes a woman crave a cold drink and deeply comfortable chaise longue. I can help with one of these. It's not a drink. Look, her affection's going up. She presses her long fingers together. Her mouth is slightly agape as she leans in close. Well, does she want to kiss me? The maid girl. The one that works in the hotel. Clara. Avoid her. She is what I would describe as trouble. I once saw her fighting with a known criminal. And not just any criminal either. One of those henchmen of a certain mob boss. Which mob boss? I shouldn't say, but starts with a K and ends in an Arla. I wonder, Carla? A dangerous woman and a threat to everyone. I like this establishment and I quite like Vincent when he's sober. I wouldn't want Clara attracting trouble. Wait, why did she like my landlord? Wait a minute. She leans back in her chair, the serious look on her face now replaced with a serene smile. That's all I needed to say on the matter. I trust we understand each other. Right. Well, first, let's find out what she likes to drink, and then get more information out of her. Something refreshing, fruity, and adventurous. The Pirate's Joy is my usual go-to. So, Pirate's Joy it is. Astonishing, flawless, incredible, divine, absolutely brilliant use of everything. Inspirational, honestly. If only all my clients said that. I'm going to ask her about Father Lacey. I don't know why that would be relevant, but why not? Yes, I know him well. He's a priest. Does it seem strange that two people so different share the same speakeasy? Not particularly. Well, it's not my place to say, but I don't think he's keeping his vows if he's coming here. And he's such a drag, sitting there, clutching his little drink. It's like looking at a child crying at their own birthday party. He was so stoic a few months ago. He's thoroughly morose now. I've asked him what's wrong, but he doesn't like to answer. It's not like I can tell anyone either. Oh yes, I keep seeing Father Lacey at the secret speakeasy we share. Yes, that might be giving a bit too much away. I hope he cheers up soon, and goes back to his old self. He's always been a big old sad sack, but his droopy face is making the floor tiles sad. Let's hope. Did you ever meet Natalia Reed? Natalia? I met her a few times while I drank at the Hotel Jubilee. Before Prohibition, obviously. Really? Oh, she also frequented the theatre. I don't blame her. But what I do blame her for is all the noise. She would drink a lot during the intermission and occasionally cause a bit of a scene. Ah, I see. So she could have a motive too. But she can't be the killer. I keep forgetting our 4 killers. Never mind. Her name did pop up now and then in conversations with my fellow socialites. She was an accountant who dealt with a lot of the creative types, including my director. An accountant? And Alina had debts. So, that's a connection. She would have been fired if she wasn't so popular with the clients. She formed strong bonds with them over strong cocktails. Interesting. Nonetheless, her death is a great shame. You should talk to Killian about her. I imagine he'd be on the suspect list. Killian loves a blonde. I should know. Ah ha ha, Killian. Ah, I see. You tried with everyone. He tried to hit on you. I'm blonde, wealthy, easy on the eye. I have a pulse. I guess that's enough for Killian. And let's ask, seeing as she knows the way to Killian, would he be capable of killing? Killian? He's no more sophisticated serial killer than my Dachshund is a college professor. Of sausages. Well, he's a sausage dog. Sausageology. Oh my, I am making myself laugh today. It is funny. Sausageology. So I guess I have to continue investigating. Okay, so I have no new conversation topics, so I guess I have to accuse him of being a murderer, because why not? But he knows Alina, he knows his father, he is a lover boy, he has house rules, he knows Alina, he could be a killer. There's a lot of things to ask him. Well, let's ask about his lover boy attitude, and then maybe once he liked me more, he'll tell me about his home rules. I admit I am casting a wide net, but patience yields dividends. I'm due a catch. Well, that led to nothing, so let's ask about his house situation. Perhaps I'm a bit slow. I have no idea what you're talking about. He's embarrassed. Well, let's ask him, is he a killer, because what else? What in goodness are you talking about? You're talking absolute rot. I won't indulge this baseless speculation. You are being very difficult, Killian, although I am accusing you of murder. What about if I accuse Alina? Will you be happy with that? No, that can't be. Alina, she's a decent sort, and she turned the keys in when she quit. And the locks were changed. If I don't get home soon, my mother will lock me out. Bye. So he does have a curfew. Interesting. And we're back to our landlord where it all started. Well, we talked about Killian having a bad reputation. Do you think he'd be capable of murder instead? Killian as the book-heavy killer? Vincent howls with laughter. Eventually he manages to calm down enough to speak. The boy is barely capable of tying his own shoelaces. How on earth could he possibly evade capture for this long? He's a bad egg for sure, but even I don't believe he's able to truly do such harm to his fellow man. Thank you for your insight. Well then, even his greatest hater thinks he's incapable. When did you open the bookshop? Book-heavy Books has been there for over a decade now. Are you a fan of literature? I am. I never took you for the educated sort. A mistake on my part for sure. It's always nice to meet a fellow enthusiast. And I see his affection is going up. The book depositories in this district are in a shocking state. Nothing but grimy, lurid bestsellers and nothing of note from local writers. I enjoy foreign literature, but I fear with how the publishing industry operates, it's hard to notice the books that were created in our towns. Bookheavy has a thriving literature scene, but it is dying because of this influx of exotic, lightweight fiction. We both know I don't need to work, but a man has to have a hobby, And if that hobby is meaningless, then what's the point? Bookovy's golden age was once cultural, music, books, opera. But now our industrial might swells while our souls shrivel. I might be just a lowly bookshop owner these days, but stocking this place with the books I love means the world to me. Does that make sense? It makes sense. Well, I'm glad we talked about this. Me too, because it means you are starting to like me, and I might get more information from you. And how about the other speakeasies? How are they doing? I'm sure dissatisfied patrons have alerted the authorities on a few occasions, but I've met a fair few officers and even detectives in speakeasies. They think the laws don't apply to them, but I think the political climate has shifted. The Bookovy Council has taken a harder line, and they may even be incentivizing officers to close more establishments. The economy may be booming, but the explosion of wealth is far from equitable. Speculators in the radio carriage and whale oil businesses are rolling in cash, but public services, and the police in particular, are paid peanuts. The speculators climbed the ladder and pulled it up after themselves. Now they're making us fight each other for table scraps while looking down on us all, legitimate business owners and police officers alike. There's a cadence to his voice that makes him sound cold and unemotional as he speaks. Well, that's not what I've been doing. And now we have to put together these clues that we have. We have a lover boy, and we have to test all the connections. But seeing as I'm not sure, I'm just going to connect everything. And nothing is connected. Well then. Ah, okay. This is what I deduced. That he likes blondes, and if he got a broken heart, he might kill them. Yes. All of the Bookovy killer's victims have been blonde women, which Killian is known to have a preference for when it comes to dating. It's possible he turns to murder when he doesn't get his way. Well, we've tested all the connections. Now it's time to go back and ask some more questions. Saturday. Oh, Clara's here, and she's in a bad mood. Clara sits at the bar, but can't look you in the eye. She's quiet. You can tell that something's off about her. You alright, Clara? I don't want to sound paranoid, but someone is out there. Someone dangerous. What? When I left on Thursday, I think I was chased. Footsteps were coming toward me. Fast, so I ran. You were chased? Maybe. I'll talk more about it later, if you're interested. But for now... For now, no? Well, let's get her talking with a copper bullet. Oh, damn! This is perfect. Don't let me have too many of these. And now she's in a good mood. Now she might tell me things. Can you tell me about what happened when you were chased? Well, when I left here on Thursday, I saw someone across the street, in an alley, lighting a cigarette with a match. Oh, Peter. When I walked past them, I turned and saw them creeping on me. When I grokked, they were trying to keep out of sight. I started walking faster, but they followed. Fast, I can rumble with the best of them. But the Bookovy River is full of dames who had an inflated opinion of their martial prowess. Sifu told me the best way to defend yourself is with your feet. When you can run, you should run. When I got home, I started to doubt whether it really happened. Was I being paranoid? And when I thought about contacting the police, I knew all the questions they'd ask. What were you doing out so late, little lady? I heard you got in a fight with a criminal before. Is that right, officer? Yeah, but that was way back before Prohibition. Could be the same person? Maybe. And why were you fighting? He was some goon henchman type. He groped me while I was working at the bar. He begged me for another dame who'd just freeze up when he threatened me, just because I owe some money. Well, if he's gonna choose violence, I'll choose violence too. I dragged him out by the collar and dumped him on the street. Clara smiles in a way that shows she's boasting. She wants to show how capable she is of taking care of herself. While beating up a goon is quite impressive, we have to give her that. I work down the road, so the risk is the same. If I don't work, I starve. So what option I got? Do you know who it was? I didn't really see them. There aren't many lights in the alleyways, so all I really saw was someone lighting their cigarette with a match. It didn't give off enough light to see who it was. So maybe I should investigate my friend, Peter Wagner. Well, let's tell her about Peter. What does she think of that? Cryptic. I don't think this is relevant. Well, there's a guy that smokes using matches, but okay. Tell me about your job. There's 5, maybe 6 interesting things about me, and my job is not one. You really want to hear about the hotel? I'm curious. I'm a maid, believe it or not. I spend most of my time cleaning up after messy, entitled people. Before Prohibition, I worked the mid-bar for extra money. The tips were decent, and less cleaning of body fluids was involved. Do you like your job? Sounds like a stupid question, I'm guessing not. God, no. Do you? I like my job. Lucky you. Look how resentful she is. Her feelings for me went down. One day, I'll get out of Bookovy. I'm too old to compete in the martial arts now. But if I wasn't trapped, I could at least grab an airship too.
Anywhere else, really.
Why are you trapped?
I'm in debt. If I stop working, it'll get worse. Once I've paid off everything I owe, maybe I can quit and find something better for me. My friendly local loan shark, Carla, won't send her goons after me as long as I keep paying the interest on my debt. But with the wages from the hotel, I'm not making a dent in the amount I owe.
Yeah, I know what Carla's like. I do?
No use worrying till I get wrinkles. Sifu says, rainbows need rain, so I guess this part of my life is rainy season.
The next season involves bows, and that'll be interesting. And now I shall investigate Peter, wherever the hell he is hiding. Where's Peter? My love? My friend? I mean, he's not here. Now, well, let's ask what Wendy Brooker thinks of our lover boy, and how she's blocking him. How do you know everyone?
I'm cordial with Alina and Maria, and I know Killian. We met a while ago at a tango class. You know, in pre-prohibition times. Don't get me wrong, they're not hideously dull or anything. I just feel they are slow to trust and reluctant to say anything genuine. You feel the same? Or are you an open book?
What you see is what you get, baby!
Like a cannoli. It's what's on the inside that counts.
I'm like a cannoli, guys. You heard that?
I've noticed you do a lot of watching. You pour drinks while keeping your eyes on your customers. The sign of a good bartender, or someone who is fearful of their own clientele. I can't blame you though. Imagine if one of us were police.
Yes, imagine if one of you were police or maybe a secret detective from Belgium. Are you? She laughs, and the first time it sounds genuine. You've amused her, and she lets the mask slip for a moment. Heyo!
No. I wish there was something as exciting as a police informant among us.
Among us? She said among us.
But alas, we are as we seem. Well, other than Maria, she's not rich at all. Dirt poor, in fact. But you can tell. If you look closely, you can tell.
Wait, I thought you were... Wait, no. You have money, but you're just newly rich. That's what happened. She purses her lips briefly, a smile flashing across her face. What, she's happy that Maria is poor? That kind of sucks. Not the friendliest thing to say.
Friendly? What an odd concept. Alina pays for everything. Maria is a puppy in her purse.
Wait, this is Wendy. I'm thinking about the wrong person. Alina is the one that doesn't want Killian with Maria.
But we all do what we must. In her position, maybe I'd do the same. The poor girl's head must be spinning. Evenings in the casinos, speakeasies and clubs with Alina, then back to her threadbare bedsheets each night in the stacks. What a contrast. It's cruel, really.
You don't seem to like Maria.
I don't like Alina much right now either. But again, it might grow on me.
Like a fungus.
Maria and Alina have some quirks which I like. Imperfections. And they're both sharp as tacks, if you haven't heard.
Oh yes, I've heard. They told me all about their chess careers.
Maria hides it under a shy facade, while Alina hides it under a layer of, well, blood. Opinions are fluid. For example, I didn't care for you, but perhaps the tide is slowly shifting.
She likes me.
Same with the girls, Alina and Maria.
They also like me. Or maybe she likes them. But I hope it's the first option.
If I would just ease off on the chess chat and address the sexual tension in the room instead, I might enjoy her company a great deal more.
Well, Wendy, you are a pervert. And you remind me of Fast Food Wendy's girl. But we must go on. Well, seeing as you mentioned the sexual tension, let's ask about Killian being a vengeful killer.
No, that's silly, darling. Killian has many vices, but homicide is not one.
Well, looks like nobody thinks Killian is the killer. So let's talk with Elliot. Maybe he'll tell me about his rejection. Right, I need to get him at least a bit tipsy. Let's see. Elliot has been rejected. What does that mean to him?
Alright, I knew Natalia, and all I can say is she rejected me. What do you need from me?
Well, he doesn't want to tell me more. Did you see what happened to Natalia Reid?
I don't know Natalia Reid. I have no idea who she is. Was?
Wait, we've had this conversation before. He's still lying. So I guess that's a pointless option. What about the syringe? Do you know anything about the syringe, the method for killing?
I don't know about syringe. They're used by doctors and freely available at any pharmacy.
Useless. Tell me, Maria, what do you think of all of this? Now then that you are friendly and ready to talk with me, what do you think of our lover boy? Do you think he's capable?
No, I don't see it. I'm not a Killian fan, but I don't think he's your suspect. He's a different flavor of awful.
Nobody believes. I should stop asking. What about Alina? Let's ask about Alina. You know Alina, right? Maybe she's the killer.
Ha! Oh, you're serious? What a lark. No.
Alina's not the one. I'm asking the friend of the killer's what she thinks. Well, then. Oh! So if the guy has a defense, you can't accuse him, I think. So then he's innocent. So I'm wasting my time. Well, that's good to know. Oh, Peter can also be the killer. Oh, and off she goes. So I guess we'll continue this in the next episode.